Hey everyone, it's Bun. I don't even really know where to begin. Lots has happened since my last actual post on YouTube, I guess. I did post on TikTok that I wanted to make more stuff and that more would be coming, but I didn't even really know where to begin. Like, there's just been so much going on. I know I'm repeating myself, and I probably should have taken notes, but I'm trying not to script anything. And that's not to say that people who do take notes during their videos are like being fake. I just feel like when I'm reading off stuff, I sound robotic, and I don't want that to happen. But um, I moved recently. My family and I, we moved into an apartment. That's been nice. I've spent the last few days setting up my room just because when everything's all over the place, I literally feel like I can't breathe. Like, it drives me up a wall. So I've been going to bed consistently, like 10 to 11 o'clock, which is so bad because I've worked every day the past few days, and I have to be up at like 3 in the morning to get to work because I work the AM shift. But I think what I want to talk about is where my mental health has been at recently for the past few months, basically since I got back from basic, and even before then, I guess, because all of this has been building. So recently, I told my parents that I did not want to go back to college. I did one semester and I did well, but I was studying for a degree that I just didn't care about. And I was going to go into hotel management basically. And it would have been fine, like it was a fine enough regular career, but I felt like I was settling. Like, I didn't want to waste time, money, and energy on something that I did not care about at all, more or less. I picked a degree. I picked that because I knew I had to pick something. Because at the time, even before I was even old enough to go to college, like my parents, they would ask me, well, what do you want to do? Because my younger sister, she loves sports and commentating. She wants to go into communications. She's gonna get mad at me if I don't know what she's studying. But, she already knew what she wanted, and I didn't. Like, at all. And I would get angry when they asked me about it. I'd just be like, I don't know. But I don't know wasn't enough. So eventually I settled on something. I was like, okay, maybe hotel management, because, I like staying in hotels and I'm organized. But that was really it. I really was going to go to school for like 4 years just for something that I was like, okay, whatever. It could be worse, but. And I was so scared to tell them about that. I really was. Like, I thought they'd be like, no, you have to go to school. Like, you don't just get to put everything on hold. But when I also told them where my mental health had been at recently. How, oh, I need to put a trigger warning in. Trigger warning for self-harm and suicidal thoughts. I need to make I'll see if I can make a timestamp, but I'll be talking about that shortly, and I'll do another trigger warning before I'm like really about to start talking about it, and you can just skip ahead, and I'll put a trigger warning at the beginning of this video too. But I told them, I was like, I've just been really sad and angry, like I don't know what to do with all of these extra emotions. I'm just like, okay, trigger warning right now for self-harm and suicidal ideologies. I told them how I had been like hurting myself. Like, my boyfriend gave me this knife to protect myself, and I tried cutting myself with it. I did, and it didn't work. Like, I tried several times, not several, but I tried a couple times in like the same area, and it made the thinnest little mark, and I didn't even know it had broken my skin until it started healing. But I like couldn't even feel it. It just kind of felt like a little burn right there, like you ran into a sharp corner or something. But when that didn't work, I told him about it. He was like, okay, I'm gonna take the knife from you. So he came and got it. I don't have it anymore. And he said it was divine intervention, because he said that knife was not dull at all. So thank you to the creator. I'm still here. That sounded really sarcastic. I am grateful that I'm still here. I am. Because, I don't know. I know things can get better. I know things will get better. It's just kind of hard to keep holding on hope, but I have to. you have to do that. You have to find some reason to keep going. Even if it's the silliest little thing to you, you think like, well, I don't want to demean anything actually, so I don't think I'll give an example. But my whole reason that I didn't actually want to, sign out of life was, I knew how badly it would hurt my family, like my boyfriend. It would ruin them, and oh my god, I didn't want to do that to them. I did not see the point in going on anymore. I I was like letting my health deteriorate. I have eczema, like moderate to severe. My skin is always dry, but I was like never putting on lotion. I wouldn't shower sometimes. I like wouldn't brush my teeth. I was just not taking care of myself, like at all. Like I wouldn't cut my nails. I would let them grow out real long, and my nails are super weak. So they always are just chipping all the time, no matter even if I cut them or not and file them down. But I wouldn't cut them because I didn't feel like it. I just didn't have like the motivation or energy to do like next to anything. Like I would wake up for work, I'd go to work, I'd come home, and then I'd try to play the game, which I that was like, oh yeah, I'd be really excited and looking forward to playing it. I play Apex mostly. I don't know why. It's like my favorite game somehow still. And if even like a match was going good and one like mildly annoying thing happened, day was ruined. Night was ruined. I can't believe I spent all day being excited for this just for it to be like awful. That's like it was such a roller coaster. And some days it would be fine, but most days it wasn't. Like I was really holding on by a thread, and I felt like my patience for things was running very thin. Like, where was I going with that? But yeah, I just was not feeling good about continuing on with waking up every morning. I wasn't okay with it at some point. I was like, I don't want to wake up tomorrow. I don't. I'm tired of everything. Because I felt like, and I do have so much to be grateful for. Like, I have a good job. I moved into this apartment. My room is all set up now. Let me think about it at the time. I had that job. I could come home. I always had food to eat. I could like buy food from the store I work at. So I didn't have to worry about that. And I had access to a shower. Just sometimes I didn't feel like taking one. And that would normally be on my day off when I hadn't done anything. I'd just be like, oh, I won't shower tonight. Or, oh, I'm a little tired. I don't feel like getting up. I won't brush my teeth tonight. It was things like that. But I just, like, the stuff I wanted to be going well wasn't. And that was really the kicker for me. Like, I tried really hard to focus on the positives, and it makes me sick when people try to tell me that. Like, oh, count your blessings, be grateful, so much is going right. Like, things could be worse. Well, things could be better, too. And I get where they're coming from. They're only trying to, like, get you out of that funk. But for me, that does not help. Like, oh my God. I don't want to hear that. Oh my God, that's the last thing I want to hear. But it was just hard. And bit by bit, I tried to explain that to my parents. Like, I remember once I just broken down crying. I've been recently trying to find a car, which has fallen through back to flipping back every time. Every time I found a car that I liked, or even kind of like, gone. I went and took it for a test drive. It's gone the next day. Cool. But it wouldn't have even mattered because, it's the whole nother thing. But I'm looking for a car, and the car search was brutal. And my mom was like, hey, you need to stay on top of that. I was just getting really like unmotivated for looking for one because it just felt like things kept going, like falling through. She was like, hey, you need a car. Like, we can't just keep sharing mine. And she's right, of course. I do need a car. I want my own car. It will make it easier for both of us. Aside from that, there's no parking spaces at this apartment we're at. Like, none at all. Like, we can barely find one for the one car we have. I don't know what I'm going to do when I have one, but it's a future problem, I guess. Where was I going? Right. I like was not just staying on top of it. I just didn't feel like it. And I just broken down crying. She was like, "Well, what is it?" I can't remember what exactly she said. She was like, "Well, why are you crying?" And she didn't say it in like a demeaning way or anything. She was just asking. And I was like, "I'm just so tired. I'm so tired." And what I was trying to say was, I'm tired of doing all of this. I'm like literally tired of always having something going on. Like I just wanted to be left alone. But that's just not the life I live right now. I've had to be on the grind set since I was it's been a long time. I always have something going on and I'm exhausted. Like I'm only one person. I can only do so much. But the other problem is when I know I have something I need to do, I like will not do it. No matter how important it is, I just will not get around to it until maybe the next day. And I don't know why. I mean, I kind of know why, but like that's a bad habit I need to break cuz it makes me anxious to feel like I missed something and then it's going to be blamed on me when I mean, it would make sense that it was blamed on me. It was up to me to stay on top of things and I didn't. But I don't know how to explain it. I just will not feel like taking care of stuff sometimes. I'll just sit there and go into space, be in my own little world. But I'm sorry. I should have taken notes. I'm all over the place right now. But I told my parents how I was feeling. This was a couple weeks ago now. Maybe like 2 weeks, 2 to 3. I don't remember. It was recently. And I told them I'm just not feeling good and I don't want to go to college. I know I did well my first semester, which I did. I did really well. I had all A's except for one B in my French class, and that's because I kept getting docked for spelling on the test. I can barely spell in English. I never stood a chance. And I barely scraped that B, but I did well. So it wasn't like I didn't want to go back to school because I was flunking classes. I just didn't want that. I just wasn't into the whole like college thing. Like finals week, I was ready to check out of life, man. It was bad because I like it was very minimal. I bet there's like lots of people right now, even in second semester, having to do so much more than I did. And college, it's like, oh, you can get out and be social. I had friends, I guess. I would see them in the dining hall. That was really about it. Like, I didn't really talk to anybody because basically what I would do, I'd go to my classes, come back to my room, study for my classes, play Apex or whatever, go to sleep, rinse, wash, repeat. And that was it every day. And I was fine with that. Like, I was friendly with people. I've never had a problem, like, making connect. Well, I've never had a problem. I get on with people is what I'm trying to say. I get on with people. It takes me a minute to like make friends, I guess, just because I tend to keep people at arm's length. And that's due to like a whole middle school trauma. But I'm really shy when I first meet people, but then when I get comfortable, I can't shut up. But I never got really close to anybody. I just didn't have time to. In college, so it was like, social experiment, meh, and studying, double meh, because I didn't care. I was doing it because I felt like I had to, not because I wanted to. I wasn't passionate about it. I was settling. I didn't want that for myself. And recently I've been in this mindset, like, death to people pleasing, all the way. Like, we need to publicly execute it. Like, stoning for people pleasing, please. Because I am a notorious people pleaser. I have been for so many years. And I've realized recently, like, especially when I was at Basic and at the Tris, I would just make nice with everybody. Even when my actual friends there would not be cool with other people I was cool with there. But I was cool with everyone, more or less, to cover my own back. Because I wasn't trying to get in trouble and stay there longer than I absolutely had to. And I felt like super two-faced for that. But I was also going out of my way, excuse me, I was going out of my way to like do different things for people when I shouldn't have been. Like, I'm allowed to say no. There's other people here. And oh my god, I felt so fake, but I also felt angry, right? I was like mad because everyone else there was grown. We are grown, okay? More or less. Why am I having to do all of this for you, grown sentient adult? Stop it. Oh my god, stop. And people pleasing, it just doesn't help anybody. It might help the people you're helping, but it's at the cost of your own sanity. Like, whatever way you can stop that, like, start implementing it whatever way you can. Say no. And if you feel like you're in a situation where you can't say no, find somewhere safe. Get away from that person, that situation as quickly and as I don't know, discreetly as possible. Because I felt like even in my own family, I have put myself to the side just to keep the peace. Like, I have shut my mouth. And especially being like the oldest and the oldest daughter, I don't have any brothers, but I'm the oldest and I'm their oldest daughter. There's just so much put on me. And I can't actually say that to them out of being like, oh, well, you know, we back when I was whatever. It's just a lot. And I felt like I always, not even felt like, I was told to take the high road. Like, me and my youngest sister, we used to get into it so often. And I would always be so heated after that because it's not like I felt like they were taking her side. It was more just like, oh, well, she's your younger sister. She's supposed to be annoying. Like, oh, she's just touching her stuff. Just let her. She'll leave alone. Like, no! Stop! And stop letting her. Like, you're literally excusing it. You're telling her that it's not okay, but really it's okay because we're gonna get mad at your oldest sister in the end. Unless you broke something, which she has broken stuff of mine, but we're cool now. And I have learned to manage my emotions a little bit better, but still not all the way. And that was another thing too, when I was getting so mad at her. And I will admit that I was going too far. Sometimes I would be going too far, but not all the time. And I just didn't know how to deal with how angry I would get. Like, I would bring food home. Like, I once brought some Cinnamon Toast Crunch because that was my favorite cereal at the time. I still really like it. And I was like, hey, Tallulah, do not eat my cereal. And I told her that because there have been so many times where she had poured herself a huge bowl, ate maybe a third of it, and then left it around somewhere. And it wouldn't be cereal that I bought, but it would just be like cereal or some kind of snack, something like that. So I was like, hey, don't eat it because I didn't want it to get wasted. She had been eating it because, you know, I'd be at work, she'd come home from school and eat it, or maybe it was summer break, so she'd be home all day. She ate it, and I threw a bottle at her. It was it was a plastic bottle. I didn't throw like a glass bottle at her, but that was still bad. And I shouldn't have done that. And I feel bad when I think about that because she like ran crying, and I felt bad. I don't think I felt bad at the time, but I just did not know how to deal with what I was feeling at all. And my dad especially, he was always like, you need to learn how to control your emotions. Okay, how? No one ever told me how to. As I'm 21 now, I'm slowly starting to figure that out. What I've really realized is I need a punching bag because now, previously, another trigger warning, when I was angry about anything, mostly at myself, I would literally just punch myself. Like, I would hit myself because I felt like I deserved it. And I just wanted to be in pain, I guess. And yeah, I'm just a super angry person, I guess. Just right there beneath the surface. Like, it only takes so much nowadays, and that's not good. Because I used to think I was a pretty patient person, and maybe I used to be, but I don't think I am anymore. And I think I'm okay with that. Like, honestly, I don't think it's bad, because you don't have to be patient with certain things. Like, if someone is getting on your nerves, you don't have to make nice with them. Like, there's this guy at my job, and I was training him, and he kept making mistakes, but you know, he'd never done it before. And I was being cool, like, oh no, it's fine, just, make tweaks here and there. He had his first day by himself, and or it wasn't his first day, maybe it was his second day by himself, and I came in the day after, and he had made so many mistakes, and I actually got so mad because I had to spend like 40 minutes in the morning, in a busy morning where I already have so much to do in the morning, just throughout my entire shift. It's go, 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 go. And I had to spend like 40 minutes correcting whatever I could, and I couldn't fix everything. And I got so mad because the whole time I had been training him, I had trained him for like 3 to 4 days. We were together a bit. It felt like, and the whole time he was just chatting, running his mouth to everyone who walked past, to me, and my freaking throat hurt at the end of the day because that was the most I had ever talked during a shift there. I normally just sit there and do my mixing. I work in the bakery. I pull out my stuff, I mix the breads, I go home. Like, I usually don't have to talk that much. And it was fine because, he would be asking questions, I would answer them, or I would be explaining things to them. I've also realized that I don't know how to talk and breathe at the same time. So if you see me do like a big inhale like I just did, that's why. I don't really know what to do there. But what was it? But I got mad, right? I got mad. And I thought, oh my God, he spent all those days I trained him running his mouth instead of taking notes, and now I have to come and fix all this. I was out of my mind. I like literally had to go into the freezer and I just started screaming. I've been doing that a lot recently. Just screaming. I'll be in the car and I'll scream. That's mostly where it happens. I'll like hit the horn if there's no one nearby so I don't like freak them out and be like, oh, they think I'm going too slow. Because I hate when people honk at me. I'll think about it for the rest of the week. And I've only honked at people a couple times. That's not the point. What is it? But it made me mad. And, he thinks that I don't like him. That's not the case. I don't have a problem with him. He was just getting on my nerves for that. And he came up to me the other day. I say the other day. This was maybe like a month ago now. And he was like, is it a lot better coming in after me? After I've worked? And I was like, yeah, it is. Because he had corrected a lot of stuff. But recently it feels like he's fallen back in... Not like he's fallen back into it, but he's still messing up. And it's like, the mistakes you're making, they're so weird. Like, you did it fine last time. Why'd you do it this way this time? You have notes. That was the other thing. I didn't understand how he had messed up so catastrophically when he was supposed to take notes. And I told him, hey, I have notes. If you are confused about something or you need to know something, my journal's back there. You can go get it. You can read it. I told him that at least 5 times. And I don't know if he did or not. I doubt it. Because he got so much wrong. And it just made me even more mad. So I was like, why? The information is there. I cannot stand when people mess something up when all they had to do was pay attention. For real. Like, when we were working together, and this is when I was still training him, I was like, okay, you cut the breads because you need to get good at measuring them out, while I was cleaning the mixers. And a little bit while I'm cleaning the mixers, I'm just getting finished. He's like, hey, I'm short on these baguettes. And I was like, what do you mean you're short? He was like, I was supposed to make maybe 4. And he only had 3. So I looked at the production sheet. I looked at the trays he had made. Instead of making 5 loaves, he made 6. I was like, yeah, you're short on your baguettes because you made 6 loaves instead of 5. And he was like, oh, all you have to do is look. Double check. Sound like such a hater. Yeah, my patience for things, it's just like non-existent at this point. Now, when it comes to family members and different things, that's different. But otherwise, I'm not going out of my way anymore. I'm not. If I can do something for you, I will. But it's only if I feel like it. It's not... And it's not to say it's only if I feel like it, because I'm not trying to say that I don't do nice things for people anymore. That's not true. I'm just like, okay, here it is. I'm not going to make myself uncomfortable and unhappy for your sake, is where I'm at this point. And I feel like that's where everyone should be at. And I know everyone's on a different journey, a different path, and it takes different times to realize this. I I was aware that I was a people pleaser and that I had been for years, but I didn't really know what to do about it because I felt like I didn't have a voice to speak up and speak out against it. Like, no, I don't want to do this, or no, I don't want to do that. Because every time I had tried, it was shut down. And I guess now that I've become an adult, because normally it was against my parents, hit you with the, well, I put clothes on your back, food on the table, you live under my roof, so you'll do what I tell you to. And now that I'm adult, they can't really tell me what to do anymore. They can advise me, but they can't say do this, and I can literally just be like, no. And that is nice. But I do have to pay rent now, and everything is so expensive. I really don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest. I've been stressed out about this for a couple days because the rent here is expensive. We're splitting it 3 ways, and it's still gonna be like $500 for me. That's like most of my check. And now I'll be paying for a car note soon. Car note, like car insurance. It's gonna add up. Like, and I'm the kind of person, I can't eat the same thing over and over again for too long. Like, I give it a week before I get sick of it, or just like sick enough to where I don't want to eat anymore before I like can't even think about it without getting sick. Like, the first week at my job, I made myself a turkey sandwich and I enjoyed it. And like, I bought some freaking popcorners, not sponsored, and some other stuff to lunch. And the week after that, I did the same thing. Maybe like a day into that, I was like, oh my God, I don't ever want to think about a turkey sandwich again. But that's how aggressive it gets for me. And I'm probably just gonna have to swallow that because food is expensive, but I need to eat. And I need to get over it because I know I sound kind of privileged right now talking about, oh, I have all this food, but I don't want it. So I'll get over that some way, somehow. But, everything's expensive. And I had this dream. Like, aside from making content and doing that, there's something else that I want to work on. But I've been having to dip out of my savings. Like, because I moved, I mentioned earlier, I just cannot think. I can hardly breathe when everything's all over the place. For me, clear space, clear mind. And I spent a small fortune at Target buying all this stuff for my room, and oh my Lord, it hurt so bad. But there was a positive part about that. I was able to use a freaking school store-wide 20% off discount, even though I'm not in school anymore. So that was great. It saved me a lot more money than I was about to save. Oh, but it still hurt. It still hurt. And even after I bought all that stuff, I had to go back to Target like 2 extra days. Like, I kept having to go back to get other things because something kept coming up. Excuse me. But my room looks great now. I'm like really pleased with it. And maybe I'll like walk around. No, yeah. I'm gonna show you everything because I have an actual desk set up now too. It's fun. So here, I did not realize that trying to swap the camera would stop the video. So I learned something new every day. That was annoying. Thankfully, I didn't get too far into yapping before I realized that, oh, it wasn't recording anymore. It's probably why it took so long to turn the camera around. But I'm really happy with the way my room looks. Like, I have so much of my stuff out of storage. Like, it was like a blast from the past. Because it had been a year, basically, since I had seen all that stuff. Because even before I left for basic, a lot of the stuff that I had got put into storage because I couldn't take it all with me to college. Because I was sharing a tiny little room with one other person. So I obviously wasn't going to be able to bring everything. So it was so great to see all the stuff again. Like, I have all my stuffed animals. Yeah, I'm going to get out of the way. You can see the shelf I set up. Aren't they beautiful? Isn't it exquisite? I bought a little shelf and my boyfriend was like, it's not going to fit all of them. I was like, no, it'll fit all of them. I was like playing Tetris trying to get them all on there. But worth it. And they look great. And I get like a little serotonin boost every time I look at them because they're so beautiful and they make me happy. And that's my little collection. And I keep wanting to buy more, but I have no room for more. Like, I still have some that are on. I didn't even move the camera that time. I guess I'll just stay here then. Whatever. But I still have some that are on my bed. Like, and it's just so good to have all my stuff back. It's so comforting. And I got some other stuff too. Like, I bought a foot massager because my feet have been actually killing me. And I think it's the best thing I've ever, like, paid for with my own money in my own life. It might be my most favorite thing that I own, actually. Like, revolutionary technology. And for the past couple years, I've been trying to manifest, like, learning about that, learning how to do it for myself. And I know that I have shifted. Like, I can just feel a difference. And I know I'm, like, right on the cusp of getting everything that I want. I'm ready for that tipping point to happen right now, preferably, because I still feel like I'm just barely hanging in there. I'm not barely hanging in there, because I'm so much better than I was even just a couple weeks ago, because I hate feeling like I'm keeping things from people, secrets, excuse me, things like that. They just weigh me down. It makes me tired. It makes me anxious. I just can't do it. So telling my parents, look, I don't want to go to college. I just don't want to go back to college. I want to focus on making content. And every time I try to tell people about that, I feel kind of silly, because I feel like it's kind of cliche at this point. Like, Mom and Dad, I don't want to do this or work a regular job. I want to be a YouTuber. And I can tell they think it's a little bit ridiculous, but I don't care. I don't care. This has been a dream of mine for the longest time. And I always thought my main squeeze would be gaming, and that's still something I'm going to do and I want to do, and I'll post those, but I really think my calling is to make videos like this, where I talk and I'm honest about what I'm going through, how I'm feeling, even the bits that, like, feel kind of ugly, you know? Because I feel like I needed something like that when I was going through it, and when I'm going through it. And I'm fortunate enough to have a wonderful support group, base, community. I don't know the word. Like my boyfriend and my parents and my grandma. And I know a lot of people can't say that, and I'm so fucking sorry. I am. Sorry if you're watching this, Dad. He wants me to stop swearing. He says it's low vibrations. To me, they're just words, but I'm trying not to anymore. But I am sorry. I am. It's terrible, and I hope you do find your support system. I really do. And in the meantime, if you can't find one, I would be honored to be that for you. If it's even just something like, because I don't want to make it too parasocial, you know? But, I don't know, just, I'll do more stuff like this, talking about what I'm going through, the ups, the downs, because it's important to be realistic. Like, I know on social media, not everybody, of course, because this isn't a novel idea what I'm doing, not even a little bit. A lot of social media, though, or at least a good bit of it, it's like, oh, everything's so great. And for some of these people posting, everything is great, and that's awesome. I wish that for everybody, that everything is just a social media day where everything's freaking perfect. You're at the beach and you're drinking whatever you like to drink. I just recently turned of drinking age. I don't really like alcohol. I had a drink on my birthday that I did like, but that was really just because it tasted like spicy Sprite. Like Sprite lemonade with a hint of alcohol. I don't really like alcohol, for real. I don't see the appeal, honestly. But, you know, you're drinking your preferred drink, you're at the beach or wherever you want to be, you're living life and everything is good. You're not keeping anything away because your life is just going super sweet. And I wish that for everybody. But I know that's not the case a lot of the time. And that's not what I want to do. And at the risk of being a, like, major drag and a bummer, I don't know, it's not sweet all the time, for me at least. Hopefully that changes. I know it's changing. But in the meantime, I want to keep videoing my progress. And my journey to self-love and acceptance, because I've realized recently that I don't really love myself, and I feel a lot better about myself now, and that's because I've let go of so many things that were holding me back, like people pleasing, or feeling like I have to do this and I have to do that because I feel like it's what I should be doing and not what I want to be doing. Like for the sake of not being a disappointment or something, because that's why I was so worried to tell my parents that I didn't want to go to college anymore, because I straight up just wasn't going to go no matter what they thought. But like I didn't want them to be disappointed or upset with me for deciding not to, and they weren't. They were like, it doesn't really make a difference to us. It's your life. And that was kind of my thought too. Like I don't think they care so much, but I feel like I had to tell them, I should have told them why I didn't want to go either and what I actually wanted for my life. And that was a huge step in the right direction. Like, please, if you're able to, choose yourself. Please just choose yourself if you can. Because I know I'm fortunate enough to say that I was able to right now and that I did. And I know everyone can't do that. And that's terrible. And I'm so sorry. If you can choose yourself, please do it. Every time. I don't care who it is. They are not going to suffer because you're following what you want to do, finding your purpose. And if they are, that's a them problem. It is. Like, someone else's happiness should not be dependent on you. You should not have to feel burdened and tied to someone else's wishes for you, even if they're well-meaning. Because if you feel like it's not serving you, if it's not what you want, don't do it. If you can, don't do it. And yeah, this video was all over the place, and I have to do a lot of stitching now cuts, because the video kept cutting off. And I want to turn around and show my room, but I might just have to make another video about that. That might be what I post on TikTok, talking about what I'm talking about, which is so many things, and I'm so sorry for that. Because I said I don't want to make notes, but I probably still won't. I hope that's alright with you guys. That I'm not making notes, because I probably won't. Maybe just to keep myself on track, but I tend to bounce around all the time, even when I'm talking just one-on-one to people, like in person. I think that's it. More is coming. I love you guys so, so much, and I think that's it. I'm gonna see myself out. I hope you're having a good day or night wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Mwah.